Hello and welcome to Flashback Generations episode 17.
Evening.
Today we are going to be talking about Boba Fett. There's myself, Pete, and the car, and we're going to be doing our usual ramble on, Boba Fett in skirmish mode, Imperial assaults. One day, you know what we were saying just earlier, maybe one day we'll put them in a list or talk about the difference with them in campaign mode, but for now we're just going to plot on doing what we're doing.
Yeah.
We're halfway through now, so yeah. So anyway, Boba Fett, has he been in any Star Wars films?
Yeah, he was in episode 2.
Episode 2.
Yeah, that was his best moment, sure.
Yeah, it was, when he was crying.
Yeah.
Anakin,
Crybaby Boba.
when they had crying Anakin, crying Darth Vader and all this sort of stuff, So let's talk about his stats and
by the era of Imperial Assault, he's very angry and he's got a bucket on his head.
He does. Jenga Fett's head. Yeah. Apparently. So he cost 13 points, which is that's quite a leap. That's up there with the big characters.
It is, yeah.
But let's find out why. He's Boba Fett. He's a unique character, obviously. He's a scum and villainy character. He has the hunter keyword, and he is a one model band. He's got 12 life.
Nice. Speed
6, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Like how fast he is.
That's one of his big things.
That's one of his best traits. The 12 life is actually pretty beefy for him as well. He's defense 1 black dice, which isn't great, but he's better than that, which I'll discuss in a sec. And his attack is blue, green, yellow, which I've always thought is awesome.
Yeah.
Blue, green, yellow. Now, it just has potential to be surge crazy.
Yeah.
But what it's not, is what he's kind of lacking is a red dice in there.
Yeah.
It feels a little bit like it's a shame that the green isn't a red, or
well, then he'd be suddenly a short range guy, which is you don't want.
Yeah, he is quite long range, to be honest. Yeah, I'll give you that. So in his abilities, he's also got a plus 1 block and a surge block as well. So he's got one of each.
He's got that all the time, yeah?
So that's built into him.
That's nice.
Which is
I forgot that.
pretty beefy, because when you look at it, he's got a black die. When he rolls a 3 on that black die, he's got 4 blocks and a surge block. Nothing's hitting him.
Yeah.
Even like, your big characters, such as, your Royal Guard champ or whatever, he's having difficulty doing any damage to him, or, proper damage. And even when he does, Boba Fett's, as we'll find out in a bit, but he's got abilities to get his life back as well. His next trait he has along the way, he's got mobile. That means with his speed 6, he can actually pass through anything.
He's worth more than 6, basically, on the way the maps are.
He can walk through anything. So, any of that blue terrain, red terrain, nothing. He doesn't care. He just walks through it.
So on everybody else, he's usually got 2 or 3 squares extra movement, jump on them because of his. He can cut through the red bit, get round the corner faster.
He's an incredibly survivable character because he can move 12 through everything.
That's nearly across the whole map, isn't it?
Realistically,
it probably is in some places.
There's a few. The Nexu, they can move 6 as well, but they're larger characters, so they're a little bit.
I know that can go further. No, there isn't anything. Royal Guard champ is 6 as well.
6 as well, but he doesn't have mobile.
That's true.
So he gets slowed down. So to my knowledge, Boba Fett's probably the most mobile character in the game.
Yeah, very, very likely.
I'm going to state that with no asterisks. Yeah, okay, I'm going to say that categorically he is the fastest character.
Base for base, yeah.
Movement 7? Is there anyone?
No. Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. Well,
there's a bantha, but they have to cheat, don't they?
Potentially, you could get a rebel spy and keep on shooting them, but they can keep on moving, can't they?
Yeah.
But
technically, yeah. But doesn't count.
For his one-off move, he can really do it. His standard little things, though, he's got Pierce 1 and Weaken in his list too, which I think is a little bit of a shame that he has no extra big damage or. Yeah. And Weaken, as we always complain about, listen back to our other episodes, we don't rate Weaken at all, so whatever. It's kind of like his.
Do you know what, Weaken's today somebody pointed out that I think they're right, Weaken doesn't drop at the end of the round, it drops at the end of that figure's next activation.
That's right, yeah.
So I didn't really realise that, so that makes it slightly less rubbish than I thought it was.
No, it's rubbish.
Because no, they still get to, it still stops them from blocking the surge. It's a setup thing, isn't it?
Your character's going to be like, I don't care. I'll use him next because I'm going to drop him.
So that surge ability on Boba, what is it? Is it weaken?
Weaken, yeah.
Oh, you would never spend a surge on weaken.
No.
On its own.
The only reason you would is because he's used up all his, because he's got a blue, green, and yellow die, which has potential to get 4 natural surges out there in one turn.
Yeah.
If he gets that, you're suddenly going to be able to want to spend all his surges on. So then suddenly weaken comes out.
We'll see what the command cards say about it.
The next thing to go down his list then, he's got an ability called Battle Presence. When a hostile figure voluntarily exits a space adjacent to you, that figure suffers 1 what's it called? Strain, yeah. Limit once per figure per round.
I love it, yeah. I mean, it's a bit weird because if you've got enemy figures adjacent to Boba Fett, there's something not going right, If people are voluntarily exiting spaces adjacent to you, what are they doing there? You should be shooting them at range with Boba Fett and then hiding away again. It will happen, I suppose.
I wonder if there's more hunter cards. I haven't actually quite thought of this. I wonder if there's more hunter cards that you could play that makes people not be, or as soon as they leave, you get to attack them or something.
There is something around that sort of style, yeah. And I can't remember what it is. I think it's more of a brawler thing, really.
It does sound like more of a brawler thing.
Or a guardian, maybe.
It's a shame because he's a hunter, not a brawler.
Yeah.
If he had more reason for people to run away from him, it would be great. But as I see it, his battle presence is a little bit. Doesn't get used that much. People just forget about it all the time.
Bobber is usually either chasing somebody down, and when he finds them, they're dead. Like the guy carrying the token or whoever it is, or he's just nipping in and out, shooting. But not wanting particularly to be hit much himself, so he's staying out of the way. And with movement 6, he shouldn't be left stranded next to somebody dangerous.
It's a nice ability. It's just I think it's underused. Or rather, it's not great on him because he's just a little. If you imagine that on a Wampa or a Nexu or something, you'd think like that's where you want it on someone who's close combat. And when people think they're sly, walking away, and then suddenly they have to take damage.
Yeah.
Right. The next thing he's got is Battle Discipline. When you declare an attack, choose one of the following abilities to apply to that attack. So before you attack, you stick on +2 accuracy.
That's just +2 accuracy straight.
Yeah, so that's not rolling anything.
Yeah.
Surge +2 damage or surge +2 recovery. As far as I've ever seen, people are going for damage or recovery.
Yeah, depending on what's happening, yeah.
Why? Because he's so fast, he's very easy to move 2 squares, get in a range where he cannot miss.
Yeah.
+2 damage is going out, and nearly all has come out as well because he's got the surges in there.
Yeah.
And then recover 2, that comes out quite a lot too, depending on the situation, obviously.
Yeah.
If he's taking a bit of a beating and he needs to, calm himself down, that's a common one too. All in all, he's a good character, but I find that he doesn't quite kill enough.
Well, the trouble is, there's only one of him. That's the thing. He's pretty awesome, but and you'll see his command card. No doubt, Sai's got his command card tucked away.
I do, yeah.
Where he goes ballistic, but it's only for 1 round, and he's only one guy. He can't be everywhere at once. So, what is he? How many points is he? 13 points. So he's a good third of your list.
Yeah. Is that an issue with him?
It is a bit because he's only one gun. You can get a lot of guns for 13 points. A lot of nasty guns,
13 points feels very dear.
Very good at, very good at what he does, but he's only doing it once a round, really. You almost want Boba and Django twins for 26 points or something,
If you had that, I agree. He's a hard, let's talk about the list he's good with and bad with. I played quite a lot, and people seem to put him with soft troops, in which case they all seem to die and he is doing his best to help. But he can't damage enough. I've always wondered why he doesn't have blast.
Yeah, he's got a rocket, hasn't he?
It's nearly like he needs an extra dice. If he had an extra blue dice in there or something, I don't know.
Yeah.
He doesn't quite have enough.
I think fluff-wise, he should be like living on his wits. So I think a lot of his strength will potentially come from Hunter command cards. But I've not spent that long reading through the Hunter command card, so I don't know. Can it be made way more effective? I know his name card is good. We'll get to that in a minute.
Will he work with the all bounty hunter list?
Well, that's my big question. I'm sure loads of people are going to do that.
So we're going to see Bosk,
Dengar,
and
Boba, and Iggy.
Yes.
All those four together. It's been made to be 40 points, hasn't it? I think.
It is 40 points.
Bang on.
Yeah, it's a shame Zuckus and Porlam can't join that, but you know.
Well, they're flying around in X-wing at the moment, aren't they? So they're busy. Nobody takes Boba anymore, I bet. So that we're going to see. We're going to learn all about this, no doubt. You know, in the next couple of months. The old bounty hunter all stars.
Yeah. Okay. So we
Sorry guys, we're just having a lane issue.
We're looking at the road.
We're fine.
Road watching.
Simon's convincing on the wrong way. I haven't.
No.
By random
I'd
luck.
never think that. So yeah, overall, I feel like he's an okay character. I feel like he needs a bit of improvement with the hunters and the cards.
I really want to use this guy. And I will be when Boss comes out, and I'm sure loads of people will be.
He is notorious, and you know a lot of people.
He's one of the coolest guys in the original trilogy.
I think he was my favourite growing up the whole time.
Yeah.
I think I was always like, oh, he's so cool. Wasn't sure why, but you know.
Well, because you never knew who he was back in the day. You know, he was just a faceless.
This is before he turned into a whiny kid.
Sinister guy, and we all thought he had a hideously scarred and ugly face. You know, we used to think. Or we'd seen it in a comic somewhere or something, you know. And then the prequels ruined that obviously a bit. But he's still one of the coolest guys in Star Wars.
It a little bit, yeah. He's got an Australian accent.
They gave him a heart, you know, and all that, and a soul and everything. And I think he was better off without those, to be honest.
He was. Okay, well, let's talk about the command cards then.
Yeah.
I've got 3 command cards here, all hunters, luckily.
Right, good.
So we obviously haven't hit these up very hard. So the first card I got is Merciless. It's 1 point and you can have 2 in your deck. It's a hunter only card. It costs an action. Choose an adjacent hostile figure. That figure's player may discard 2 cards from the top of the command deck. If he does not, your player gains 3 VPs.
Wow, that's weird, isn't it?
I've had this played against me. I found it interesting.
What does it cost? 1?
1 point. You have 2 in your deck. I've had this played against me with what are they called? The Trandoshans.
Yeah.
And you know, in my opinion, it's not worth it. And this is why it's not worth it. Because it costs an action. The guy has to be adjacent to you.
Yeah, I know that's your bugbear with a lot of
That's my bugbear, being adjacent to people when you're a hunter. Now, what the Trandoshans do really well, I'm going to talk about them first. So Trandoshans run up to someone and they cause stress.
Strain, yeah.
They cause a strain. So that'll happen is you're causing a strain, so they'll have to discard one
command card.
1 card anyway. This is saying 2 cards or 3 VPs. 3 VPs isn't really enough. You know, by that stage, sometimes that won't do anything.
Well, the
other guy knows he's going to win.
Yeah,
so whatever.
Yeah, you can have 2 in your deck, so it's potentially 6 VPs, but that's a lot of hunters running up to people and doing stuff, you know.
2, yeah. I think that you're doing that instead of your attacking, pretty much.
Yeah.
I say that. Boba Fett wants to be beside people.
No.
Well, you know when Boba Fett's next to people, and then he can actually, or they move away and he causes the battle presence. So actually, it's an interesting one, Boba Fett, because he could actually just do this action and then shoot someone.
Yeah.
And then cause them to run away.
Presuming he got there first, yeah.
So it is a way of milling through a person's deck. But I'm not a fan. I think it's
No, you'd be better off just shooting them, wouldn't you, really? A lot of the time.
You need to kill people. You don't need to kill a command deck. You need to kill them.
Yeah.
So, not
you've no guarantee that the 2 cards they discard, if they choose to do so, are things you need to stop. You know, you've got no way of knowing that.
It's 1 point.
Unless you start ploughing off, you listen to spies with all that stuff.
Right. Poo-poo that card.
Yeah.
Next card. Price on their heads. This is a hunter only card. You can have one in your deck and it costs 1. For an action, place this card on a hostile deployment card. When the last figure in that group is defeated, gain an additional 4 VPs. I do actually quite like this card.
Super fluffy, isn't it?
It's for 4 VPs.
Yeah.
The only downside is
that's a celebrate, isn't it?
It's celebration. But
But it's a specific one, yeah.
Wait, what's the difference of this and Celebration? What's the Celebration one?
Celebration is when somebody unique dies, you can have 4 extra VPs.
Yeah, okay.
Lovely when you're playing Rebels with all the Gideons and Max and all that. This guy, you have to say at the beginning of the game, do you? Or when you play?
No, you play it on the deployment zone. Sorry, their card. You play it when you do an action.
Right, okay, so you can mark up a guy and say, I'm going to shoot you now.
You mark up a deployment card.
Yeah, it's a very complicated way
of
doing Celebration, but it can be used on non-unique. So
it costs an action though as well.
It does cost an action.
Is that worth it?
But you can use it on a grey Stormtrooper card or a red, Rebel Sabs. Basically, you throw it out when some card's about to drop,
I'll tell you where it's actually okay. They've run in with their Bantha and they're doing all that menace stuff. And then you kind of go, you know what, don't need to move, but I'm going to stick it on your Bantha because he was 9 points, now he's 13 points.
Yeah.
That's a considerable bump up, really.
Yeah.
So I do like it, but it is kind of like a version.
What is it? 4 points? Well, that's 10% of the way to what you need to win, isn't it? So it's not nothing. If you've got Celebrate squirreled away and get to use it as well, that's 20% of what you need for doing nothing.
For doing what you're meant to do anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would put Celebrate in as well in the same deck as that.
Yeah, if you're going for that heaviness of winning.
Because then suddenly 20% of the points you're going to get if you play it right.
It's not bad. Like, I like that in the Boba Fett turn 1 is a great card to just play.
Yeah.
Because then you're just playing on someone who, that rebel spy. He's only 2 points. No, he's not. He's 6 points.
Yeah.
You know that they're going to keep him out of the way. Or, you're going to put on someone who you think...
You're going to make them wobble.
You're going to make them really consider should they put them in or not. It's good. It's good. And let's talk about the last card, which is Mandalorian Tactics. It's Boba Fett only card.
This is the big card.
This is the big card. 3 points and only 1 in your deck. So for 2 actions, for Boba Fett, perform 2 attacks. Apply +1 surge to each attack result. Instead of choosing one of the abilities for the battle discipline, apply all of the listed abilities. So that is apply +2 accuracy, +2 damage, and +2 recovery. And he gets +1 surge in there, and he gets to attack twice.
Yeah. So you got to be careful when you use it. You want to be in a place where you don't need to move. You don't mind being there after the attack is over, and you've got the range. But in each of these 2 attacks has got auto +2 accuracy.
They've gone berserk.
Yeah.
I like this card. I think with Boba Fett it's a heavy.
I like to think
heavy attack card.
Fluff-wise, this is when he shoots his flamer and his rocket all at the same time. Throws his dinner and a custard pie, everything. It just goes batshit crazy. It's all over the place. I've seen Rogue Champs dissolve in front of this. Literally.
That's the sort of card that you'll use this against pretty effectively, I believe.
Yeah, it's just horrendous. Well, very, very good, I'd say, anyway.
I like the way it's like +1 surge, but it'd be more interesting if it was extra damage in there or something.
Well, what's his surge? Remind us of his surge abilities on the battlefield tactics and all that.
+2 accuracy, +2 damage, +2 recovery.
Yeah.
And then as well as that, you got weaken and pierce in there as well.
And it's not the same. Is it not the same target? You don't have to attack the same guy twice.
No, it's 2 people.
2 different people, if you like.
We're coming back from an event just now. I've had this used against me today, and it didn't kill a stormtrooper.
It didn't kill a stormtrooper. No. That must have been bad roll.
Well, when I say that, the first attack didn't kill him. And then the only thing he could see was the same guy because everyone else was behind him.
Yeah.
Which made me laugh because
well,
it was a bit of a waste.
You've got to pick your time when to use it. Very carefully.
To be honest, I thought that. Actually, I would use it if I was in the same position.
Yeah, it's when your back's against the wall, really, and there's some threat coming at you.
Yeah, theoretically, it's a very powerful card, but because it's a blue, green, and yellow, you're potentially going to get 3 surges in that.
Yeah,
and that's it.
Plus an extra 1.
Oh, 4 surges in. Imagine if you roll 4 surges, you'd be pretty peeved off your first attack, wouldn't you?
Don't forget, if you do manage to get the old weaken, if you run out of things to spend your surge on, and you add the weaken, that's the second attack, he's not going to get to roll any, his -1 surge cancel.
Yeah,
it's not massive, but it's there if you want it.
It's there. It stops 3PO and Leia's built-in ability.
Yeah.
Or what are they?
It is very weak, but it's not nothing.
Yeah. It's a bit whatever. All right. So yeah, that's a good card. If you take Boba Fett, you take it up because it's it's how he dishes out damage.
Yeah.
I mean, when people pull it out, put it down the table, you know, oh, I'm in for some hurt now. So
you clench up, don't you, and start wincing.
Definitely. It strikes a bit of fear.
Oh, here it comes.
What do you think of the Boba Fett model?
It's good.
He's kind of looking behind himself.
Yeah, he's circling round as if tracking a target, isn't he?
You use a different model.
I do use a different model. Yeah, I dug out the old, I think it's Wizards of the Coast Star Wars miniature, which are very nearly exactly the same scale. And the one I've got, they're on the same base size and everything. So
he's blasting up in the air.
Yeah, he's shooting up in the air with his jetpack. He needs a bit of a repaint because the smoke's a bit dodgy, but it's kind of a more interesting figure than the FFG one. But the FFG one is adequate.
It's very nice.
It's more detail than the old Star Wars.
I like the cloak in it.
Yeah, the cloak's kind of hanging down, isn't it?
It's sort of it's a little bit dynamic. It's kind of flowing a bit. He's kind of aiming down his gun a bit as well.
It's like he's sneaking up behind somebody, looking down the sight of his gun, and he's tiptoeing a bit, you know, he's sneaking up, and he's going to shoot him in the back of the head.
I like the model, but I'm not in love with it. I'm kind of a 6 out of 10. I like the character so much that it kind of, I automatically like it.
Oh yeah.
I suppose it's a shame.
They're telling a story with it. He's sneaking up behind somebody, definitely. I think it's good.
All right.
I've not got around to painting that one. Out of all the figures, I think he's going to be one of the most challenging to get right.
Yeah.
Because it's a very specific and complicated colour scheme with a weird greeny sort of blue colour.
He's green. He's got a grey. He's got a grey. He's got a grey kind of trousers.
I mean, you look at photos of the character in costume, you know, from the movies. Every different photo, it all looks different colours because of the lighting. It's one of those. It's like the blue-green dress off the internet. You know.
It
depends where he's stood and what the air pressure is as to what colour it looks like.
He has a green cloak anyway.
Yeah, well, there's the yellow shoulder pads, but then they've got the tiny little picture of the Mandalorian skull on. It's going to be a tricky one to paint nicely.
Oh, looking forward to seeing your model.
Luckily I've got that other one that's already painted, so.
All right. Okay, guys. Well, thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Cheerio.
All right. Bye.